saying it's double what we get for the value, so it seems like we're saving $1,000 by buying it instead of renting it. If we're gonna rent it, if we're gonna use it on a project at least once a month, and if we're renting it out every year, we're gonna save $1,000 to buy it versus rent it out once a month each year. So, just based on saving $1,000.
9 times out of 10, they're not going to use it every month.
Not every month. If they just use it 1 month, they've got the value of that amortized over the course of its life. You know, I mean, if it's costing us $2,200 to rent it for 1 month, where if you break down the total cost of that and divide it over about 7.5 years, you need to spend about $1,000 a year to get the value out of it. So value-wise, we're saving
Okay, Matt,
$1,000.
now we'll give you this example.
Okay.
Okay, he says he rents it by the month.
Right.
Okay, what if he rents it, he only uses it for a week?
Well, the cash is out of the account.
Well,
And he
I'm
still, if he
talking
doesn't
about
have it,
you.
he has to rent it to use it for that week. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if the need is there to use it, we're either gonna be spending the value of its life that we own it, or we're gonna be spending the rental fee. We're gonna be paying for it in one way or the other. And the way I'm looking at math-wise, we're saving $1,000 in value by buying it. Yeah, I mean, whether or not we need it. I mean, does anybody else see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I'm not advocating renting. I'm advocating getting somebody in here to bore in several jobs at once and be done. You don't have all your man hours tied up. Another piece of machinery sitting around that's used once a year.
How often do you see this being used, Jim?
Actually, well,
I mean, how many projects do you have coming up?
just, well,
next year
I
that you're
can't,
gonna be-
can't read the future, but just right now, I had, my foreman, Adam Mosier, kind of give me a list of sewer mains that are definitely need of repair, replacement. And we have 10th, between Walnut and Pine, from 10th Street down to 3rd Street, that'd be in the alley, but it still have to be packed or flowable. I mean, that's 2,600 feet of line, of which there's futures on, you know, for every house and stuff coming down. At, say, flowable rate, he figured up 128,000 right there for that project. Now, that being approximately 7 blocks, that would probably take a good part of a year, if not more. It kind of depends on, you know, whether it's not really like going up Mill Street, a heavy use street and stuff, but, you know, so we could make a little better time, but, you know, it would still take a while to do that one, maybe a year, year and a half. But, and then we have another one.
Would you need that compactor there all that time?
Well,
while
actually,
you were working on those?
having it.
If you were to rent one?
Okay, if we were to rent one, if we could get it, that'd be great. I mean, but if we couldn't get it, but, while we've got part of the crew laying line, we can already be backfilling and packing with it. You know, as long as we have a machine, either rented or our own.
We did have a backhoe that had a attachment on it you could pack with it. I don't know where it went.
From what I've been able to find out from Stuart Porter, says that is not a very efficient way of packing under road, and he wouldn't,
Well, that's what I used when I done the streets up there at
well,
the
yeah,
tech
but
school.
as far as how they consider it now, they don't consider that consistent.
Compaction's the same as it
How do you
is. long
determine
time
what
ago.
compaction is of the soil once you put it back?
Actually, I asked Stuart that, and he said you can't make the comparison. Oh, are you talking between flowable and?
No, I'm
compacted
talking
back?
about, I'm talking about sticking something in the ground and saying, this is compacted to this.
From the ground test that, I'm telling you, from what I've been able to get from Stuart Porter, given the right lift of about 6 inches, which we do it, he says it's more than adequate for any road. And as far as how it is, I don't know how they test that.
Is that running it over once or 20 times or different rates because of
We
the
run it
soil
over
type?
usually at Ladies twice, 3 times to make sure
On each
it's
6 inches.
compacted in on each 6-inch rise, yes. And that's what Stewart recommends.
Well, I don't want to sit here and argue on over $15,300. That's not my issue. I just think we've got too much equipment sitting around that doesn't get used. And, if you guys want to buy a packer, you go right ahead.
I entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the trencher compactor. Been moved by Councilman Oddie that we purchase the trencher from Foley Equipment for the amount of $15,300. Do I have a second?
Based on what Jim says, I'll say.
Second by Councilman Miller. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor, please raise your right hand.
No, in favor of buying it?
Yeah, in favor of buying it. Okay. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is the roof on the water power plant roof bid from All Things Exterior in the amount of $108,350. Any questions or comments on what we're up to?
How much insurance do we get? Is that in here?
I think, in visiting with Ronnie, our insurance for that amount was quite a bit more than what, can you address that, Ron? Our insurance will be more than cover this, right?
Yeah, it will. If we actually did everything, but some of it we're gonna do ourselves, windows and screens. What Larry Faust told me, we'll probably get about $144,000. And it's way more than what the bid was. But you gotta do all that to get that total amount. And there's one piece we're not gonna do. It's on some of that piping out there that has that aluminum wrapping around it. He said we could replace that. He said that the next big windstorm we have, it's gonna bend out like that anyway. And if it bends that easy, I'm not sure why we even wanna fix it. So we didn't include that in on that price. We thought we would take the $7,000 and do something different with it.
What you're gonna do is covered, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I move we accept it.
Been moved by Councilman Richards that we accept the bid from All Things Exterior for $108,350. Second by Councilman Peterson. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item on the formal action is the boring bid. From Ziggs Backhoe Service LLC in the amount of $7,678. Questions, comments?
This is all out of Smith's, right?
yeah, it's going across from Joe Smith's to get ready for Highway 14 project. That's keep putting poles and anchors out in his yard.
You want to tell me how long it would take you to do it if you did it yourself? A week?
I talked to my foreman, and he thought it'd take about a week or better.
Yeah. So there's my point. All right, then. I move that we approve Ziggs Backhoe bid $7,678.
Been moved by Councilman Richard that we accept the bid, the boring bid from Ziggs Backhoe Service in the amount of $7,678. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Peterson. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is a closed session for land acquisition, for governing body, the administrator, city attorney, and for the length of
let's do 10 minutes probably.
For 10 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna take 5 minutes, and we'll come back and vote on this.
Did you have a motion on that yet?
We're taking 5, then we're gonna come back to
I
this.
just read it, and he asked for a break. So we're not.
Okay.
Yes,
I had it running. It's 25.
They're skipping one phase of physical therapy and going to.
Well, if you got 2 years out of your battery, you've done good.
He thought we could possibly. June for
My daughter got second in her first relay.
The battery is probably about that big right there.
I got to watch her, she threw shot discus, so I got to watch that, and she got second discus.
About a half a second.
About last Saturday.
So she's pretty nervous.
After she got paid. Pretty close to the foot ramp.
So we'll see how that goes.
I would say so, but like I said, be sure, just take your booster cables and hook on there, and it'll fry up. Off your pickup.
No recess.
Okay.
We were just pleasure flying. We were so tired. What are we gonna do? And we had to change up for gym. I just remember
If
it.
you got a good battery and a decent set of jumper cables, just crank it on there, and I'll bet you she'll roll right out.
The most important part is recess.
Unless you gotta be in, unless the battery's under the seat, you gotta be in the pilot seat to, just don't, you know what I'm saying? Then it becomes a pain in the tail to have to.
We had the motion on the floor was to go into closed session for 10 minutes. And I need a vote. I need a vote. Okay, moved by Councilman Gaylor to go into closed session for land acquisition for 10 minutes. And second by Councilman Hottie. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. We're in closed session for 10 minutes.